Hi everyone. It's been a while since I've came on here and spoken about our short film project, Time for Everything, faith-based short film. Um, we've been very quiet. I've been very quiet, so I wanted to give some updates on what's happening just to keep you informed, especially for everyone that has shown support via providing donations for the project or just generally keeping up to date with us on the journey. Um, for a while, I have had a lot of people who kind of are just very curious for how the project's going. Are just always asking me, "How's it going, Elliot? Where are you up to now with things?" And so yeah, I feel like I do owe it to you guys to share how we're doing and just to not leave you in the dark. And I apologize for being so quiet. So in terms of where we're at with things, the answer to that for the last couple months or so has been we're in the final stage of post production, which is like the editing process. So the film is cut. I edited it myself. So the way it works with film, you edit without any music, and then a composer will come in later on and add the music to how the shots have been cut together. We had a composer involved with the project who I knew I wanted to get involved early on, and unfortunately, due to personal circumstances, he has had to back out, which I totally get. He was doing the project as a favor to me, as kind of we're sort of out of budget at this point of the process. Unfortunately, he's had to back out, and that has meant we kind of been delayed a bit in the process. Basically, we're looking for another composer to finish up the rest of the film. And if I can't find another composer, what I'll have to do is just use licensed music from my from MusicBed, which I use for my freelance client work anyway. But I need to figure out how much that is going to cost. I think that could be quite expensive if we want to put the film through festivals. So, or I might not even put the film through festivals at this stage. I haven't spoken with crew about that just yet, but I need to kind of figure it out. There's a lot of things to figure out, and yeah, the other thing is that I'm just kind of juggling all this stuff around trying to make a living through freelance work, which has been quite busy recently, which is good, but just really trying to find a time to put into this project to finish what we started. It's nearly a year ago that we shot the film. I really don't want to leave it hanging. We've had so many people get involved and give time and energy and passion to the project through the team, and just so many people that generously supported it. So got to finish what we started, and it will get done. I mean, I put so much time into it myself. At the moment, I just don't know when that's going to be, just because there's unknowns involved with it. I mean, my personal time frame of when I would just love to wrap up this project, I'm saying to myself at the moment, I mean, I wanted to say end of the summer, but I think due to my own other personal commitments, I'm going to have to say end of September is when I want to get the film finished. Anyone who's asked me about the project already, some of you will be laughing because it has kept moving back. And maybe part of it is me being a perfectionist. I don't know. I think at some point enough is going to be enough. But yeah, the main thing right now is we need to figure out something with the music. So if you're listening to this and you know a musician or a composer who would be interested in getting involved, ideally a Christian, I'd really appreciate any recommendations you can give. So after we do finish the film, what the next stage will look like is hopefully applying to some film festivals, getting it out and screened in some of them. We won't be able to put the film public until it's gone through some festivals, just because they get a bit funny sometimes with like it being out online when it's screening. But then eventually I would like to try and do a screening for cast, crew, supporters, and other sort of people in my network to bring everyone together to watch the film and celebrate the process. I don't know when that's going to be. It is something I definitely want to do, but I will probably have to put an update out on here on Serving Films again when that's happening. And then once we've done all the screenings and stuff for the film, we'll finally put it out online where it can be watched and shared by anyone who wants to watch it. And then finally, it will be out. We can breathe and um, move on to the next thing, I guess. Yeah, it has been a long process, I will say. It has taken a lot out of me, more than I thought it would. And yeah, I am looking forward to be done with it, I will say. I would appreciate prayers for this last stage, and yeah, it's just for strength to get through the final sprint, for provision, for the composer, the music situation, the film festival stuff, and then the screening and whatnot. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. But what's interesting about the film is that the themes we tackle are to do with grief and pain and suffering. You know, I've had a couple people who have worked on the project who have dealt with bereavements, who have already said that the film has kind of spoken to them in their time of grief. It is interesting to see what will happen in that sense when the film goes out publicly to an audience. And when it's actually finished, we don't even have any music to the film at the moment. So, yeah, God has been using what we've done so far. I think it'll be exciting to see what he does when the film is actually finished. Just want to give another thank you again to everyone that has supported up to this point. And again, I'm sorry for being quiet, but hopefully now you can understand why that's been the case. Yeah, let's just get it done. Let's get it done is all I can say. Final sprint. Thank you again, and God bless.